Hi everybody and happy Sunday. I hope you're having a magical day. You know, we had so much fun with the horror films that I said, you know what, let me pull the music related films. That's always fun. Always great to collect the music related films, especially if you are a record collector. And in fact, when I was pulling the music films, I found a ton more horror that I would have wanted to pull for last night, like Rosemary's Baby and Psycho and you know, classics that obviously every horror collector would have, but I couldn't find them last night. I found them tonight when I was pulling the music films. So I think it'll be really fun. Check this candle out. You know, I don't burn candles in the house. I'll burn them out on the deck or on the porch, but I don't burn them inside the house. But today I found this candle. It is wax, and it's scented wax, but it's a battery operated candle, and it has this flickering flame. It has this weird flickering thing, battery operated, and it makes it look like a real flickering candle, right? Doesn't it? Like as I move it around, it moves like it's so cool. It's so perfect for a person that will not burn candles in the house. So I think that's awesome, right? Looks like a real candle, I bet. I haven't seen it on film yet, but to me, it looks pretty amazing. Alright, so the storm came and went. I mean, it didn't make any difference from last Tuesday, so we lucked out with that. The roads are still perfect. You know, it was snowing a lot, but it just melted when it hit because it had been warm for a couple of days there. So we lucked out. Alright, let's start with the music videos. What I'm going to start out with are these beautiful, this is 4 volumes of the Beatles cartoon. Do you remember the Beatles cartoon? All 4 of these were given to me by Craig the Record King several years ago, and remember this cartoon? It was so fun. So here's volume 1. Beautiful stuff. Volume 2. Oh my god. Volume 3. So much fun the Beatles cartoon was. Volume 4. And it was the Beatles cartoons that prompted many of the things to buy. You know, I don't know, the marketing, whatever you call it. Like the 4 little plastic Beatles and things like that. Because it was the cartoons that me and my brother used to watch. And my mother got us the 4 Beatles. Honest to God, you know, the 4 little black plastic Beatles, the big heads, and the I don't know what happened to them. They were up in my mother's attic, or when we moved from one house to another, totally disappeared. But man, would I love to have those today, right? Alright, first up here is The Runaways. This is a movie that was made about the Runaways, not a documentary, but a great film about the Runaways, and just really enjoyed this. If you've never seen it, it was really good. Now I have a few films here that are films with musicians in them. The Great Labyrinth with David Bowie. Oh my god. A classic. I love it. I've loved it from the time it came out. This is a beautiful thing. Fred Astaire in second chorus. What's interesting about this film, and I should talk about this with Charlie from Platter World, is Artie Shaw and his orchestra are in this film. This is a great one. Second chorus. If you love 78s and I've never seen that, you need to. Of course, Frank Sinatra in Man with the Golden Arm. This is a great film. This is, he plays a drummer. And man, I don't remember who he he did study with a famous drummer. It wasn't Gene Krupa, but it was another famous drummer, and he studied with him for this film to make it authentic, and he really was great. What About Me is a film, a great film, really interesting indie film with Johnny Thunders in it. Very fun. Johnny is in it, Jerry Nolan's in it, Dee Dee Ramone's in it. All great people. Very fun. What About Me? Mystery Train. This is a Jim Jarmusch film with Joe Strummer in it. Very good. Really great stuff. Coffee and Cigarettes. This has Tom Waits and Iggy Pop in it. Jack White is in this. This is a great, great film. Another Jarmusch film. Ghost World does not have any musicians in it, but the cool thing about Ghost World, one of my favorite films, Steve Buscemi is in this film, and he plays a rare 78 collector. Isn't that fun? Very, very great film. If you've never seen it, Ghost World. Really fun. Next up, we have Psychobilly Behind the Music. Great documentary about psychobilly. Love psychobilly, and this is great. Includes rare live performance and promo footage. The story of the psychobilly phenomenon told by some of those who created it. Really, really good film. Here's a great film. These are all interesting to me. Theremin, An Electronic Odyssey. The music he created was strange. His life was even stranger. This is beautiful. Look at that. I love it. New York Dolls, all dolled up. Great. I also have the Walter Kane documentary. He was a pathetic soul, let me tell you. It wasn't with the other films. I know where that one is. It's in the other room. The great Joe Strummer, Let's Rock Again. Great stuff. Great, great stuff. Shane MacGowan from the Pogues, If I Should Fall from Grace. A great and very interesting documentary. Very, very fun. The Filth and the Fury, the Sex Pistols. Another great one. Really, really fun stuff. Another beautiful theremin, Mastering the Theremin with Clara Rockman, the famous Clara Rockman. She's the one that has that LP that I have, that I got right after I bought my theremin, and now the LP is going for like, I don't know, $150. You can't even get it. So great. And here's the DVD of her teaching us how to master the theremin. Beautiful stuff. Oh, one of my favorites. We have From Straight to Bizarre, Zappa Beefheart, Alice Cooper, and LA's Lunatic Fringe. This is a documentary about the Bizarre label. This is absolutely a must. Zappa had a label called Straight, and then they changed it to Bizarre, and then eventually it became Zappa Records, and, well, actually, Barking Pumpkin Records. Great stuff. Great, great stuff. One of my favorite documentaries all time, The Future is Unwritten, Joe Strummer. Joe, of course, my favorite, but The Future is Unwritten. This is the definitive documentary about Joe, and this is beautiful. If you love Joe Strummer or The Clash, and you've never seen this, this is the one you need to see. Oh, another great one. Looking for Johnny, The Legend of Johnny Thunders. This is a great documentary on the dangerous life of the New York Dolls and Heartbreakers guitarist. Really great. Johnny, of course, one of my very favorites. Oh, another beautiful film. Patti Smith, Dream of Life. Oh, this is a great film. Great documentary about Patti. And, an act of rapturous devotion, joyous, elegiac, warm, and vibrantly present. This takes Patti from the early days to the present, and this is really beautiful. last. I saved my favorites, my favorite 3 for last. All right, this, for every record collector, this is an absolute must. Desperate Man Blues, Discovering the Roots of American Music. This is an amazing documentary. I can't even say enough about this. You have featuring the music of Charlie Patton, the Carter Family, Blind Willie McTell, Robert Johnson, Kokomo Arnold, Jimmy Rogers, Son House, Uncle Dave Macon, and many more. This is such a great film. You can't collect 78s and not have this film or see this film. Desperate Man Blues. Beautiful stuff. Another one of my very favorites. And again, if you collect 78s or you're a fan of roots blues, you need to see this. It's so important. The Search for Robert Johnson. This is a great film. I'm telling you. You have John Hammond. He goes searching for the real story about Robert Johnson, and he goes all through the South. It's just an amazing film. Must see. Must. And probably my favorite of all as a record collector. This is an obscure DVD. Absolute must. You can often buy this from, if he still has any, you can buy this from Kurt Knock, because Kurt is actually in this film. This is called For the Record, and it's collectors talk about collecting. And some of the greatest collectors in the country are on here, and this is just amazing. It says in the back, For the Record takes us into the fascinating and varied world of phonograph record collectors. Record collectors are a frequently misunderstood group, having often been caricatured as misfits in movies such as Diner, Ghost World, and High Fidelity, and such feature documentaries as Alan Zweig's Vinyl. Leah Beale gives us an alternative view, interviewing some of the many collectors who have worthwhile lives which are enhanced by the sound recordings they possess and enthusiastically share with the world. This is a must. Absolute must. And like I said, if you do bid in the Knox auctions, usually in the back of the book he'll have, in the back of your auction catalog, he'll have magazines, publications, and things like this. So you can definitely grab it. You can actually go to his website, 70rpm.com, and grab a copy anytime. You don't have to wait for the auction. But this is an absolute must. It's just, Harry Smith is even in here. The amazing Harry Smith is even interviewed in here. So, and of course your own Kurt Knock is also in here, and he talks about collecting. This is what it's all about. Just listening to people talk about their collections and collecting 78s. This is amazing. Absolute must. So, I thought it would be fun to come in and talk about the music DVDs, the music documentaries, and other things relating to music. Highly, gotta have it. Highly recommend. The Robert Johnson, I get also. And Desperate Man Blues, one of the greatest documentaries of all time. And Ghost World. What a great movie if you've never seen it. It's really a sweet movie. And the fact that Buscemi collects 78s. When have you ever seen a regular film where a character collected records? You know? And I thought it was really fun. And he has these meetings where the 78 collectors, like the total record nerds, come over and all get together and chat about music. It's really cool. Coffee and Cigarettes, if you've never seen it, a must. The Tom Waits and Iggy Pop scene is just awesome. But, oh, there's so much great stuff out there. It's just mind-boggling. And Labyrinth, of course, you know. Just so much fun. So, anyway, does it look real? I don't know. I can't tell in the camera. But when I play it back, I'll be able to tell if it looks real. But it's amazing to me that the little thing, like, flickers. It's so weird, right? Because I have fake candles, which I use in my lanterns and stuff around the house. Battery-operated candles, which flicker, you know, the light flickers as if it's a flame. But I never had one that the flame actually moved like a real candle. Isn't it fun? So fascinated by that. I took my mom out today and we found that. And we were out and about. My dad called me on the cell phone and said, I dropped my phone, it broke. I have to have my phone, his cell phone. So I said, okay, when I get now keep in mind that my dad has been in the house since Christmas of 2016, okay? He has been, at first he was bedridden, now he's moving around a little bit, but he's been in the house since then. He's got spinal stenosis. He's all messed up. So he calls me when I'm in the restaurant and says, I have to go get a new phone. Where's the closest Verizon? I said, just wait until we get home and I'll take you. When I drop off Mom, I will take you to get the phone. So, like I said, in the restaurant, he said, I have to get a phone. I can't be without a phone. So my dad has owned a business for 60 years. My brother has basically taken over now, but my dad still feels like he keeps in touch with it, with that cell phone, right? So I said, all right, as soon as we're done eating, I will take you. As soon as we get home, I will drop off Mom and I will take you to Verizon and you can get a new phone. So I pull into my mother's driveway and his car is gone. He couldn't wait for us. See, this is like, he hasn't driven in almost 4 months. He's on heavy duty painkillers because of the stenosis. And he couldn't wait for us, right? Because stubborn Italian man had to go by himself and get his phone. So me and my mother were freaking out. We were going to go over to the Verizon place and make sure that he was okay. And as we were doing that, he comes driving around the corner like, I got my phone. We were like, oh my God, don't do this to us. You know what I mean? It's so hard taking care of old people. All right. What was I going to say? A couple of things. Oh, we went to the front porch, which is a place that me and Raymond usually used to go whenever he came to visit. And a new owner took over. So finally it's reopened, and we went there today, me and my mother. And we had brunch there, and the decor was great. But I didn't like it. I didn't like the menu nearly as much as I liked the old one, you know? And they really did a nice job on the decor. And when you first walk in, and you know, where they keep the menus and stuff on that little entrance thing where like the greeter stands, was an old vintage radio. And I took a picture of it, and I'll show you it right here. It just made me love it, like, instantly. I said, oh, this decor is great. Then we saw the menu and we were like, you know, not that great. A lot of Korean. It's not that kind of place. It should have pub food, you know, not Korean food. It's not the location for it. It's not the type of place for it. Just really weird. I don't know. Whatever. But we had Eggs Benedict because it was brunch. And that was really good. I mean, we thought it was good. But, so, that was the afternoon. I was so, like, worried. Like, as soon as I saw my father took the car out, we were like, ah! Whatever. He did fine. I sometimes think he's okay. Except with us. Do you understand what I'm saying? He wants our sympathy, but yet, if he goes out on his own, he's fine. Hard to explain, but you know what I'm saying. Alright, last week I got a gorgeous industrial cage light that I am loving so much. And I put it right here over my kitchen table. And I'm going to put a picture of that also right here. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Lots of fun. I love documentaries. Documentaries are my favorite kind of thing to watch. You know, I could watch them over anything, any day. And so I got a lot of music documentaries, a lot of other kinds of music-related documentaries that I wanted to show you. And I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you're having a magical, mystical, musical Saturday. I love you all. I'll talk to you very, very, very soon. Love you.